Okay, let's go. I think we're ready. I think so. To continue. This place feels familiar, but where am I exactly? There are towering cliffs, withered trees, and a strange river flowing from the horizon all the way here. But it's broken up several times along the way, with a waterfall at each breakpoint. On closer inspection, the color of the water is changing. The closer I get to the lower portion, the darker it becomes. Almost as if... Wait. Then that must mean this is...
That's right. This is Skirk's inner world. Think of it as the threshold between the soul and dreams.
The game is still way louder? Okay, let me know how that is for you.
This isn't your first time here, but what you remember is probably a space covered in darkness. I only managed to illuminate a small portion for you back then.
You can speak.
Actually, it's my first time talking to someone like this. I only managed to break free and bring you here because the injury weakened her power. I guess that's why I can speak again, too.
So much crap on my desk. I really need to clean everything. Okay.
Call it fate if you want.
Oh, that's why she said she didn't understand
why
why this was possible.
For lucky coincidences like this, right?
It's her inner child, like, struggling to escape that she's suppressed.
Now, before I take you to her, I gotta ask. You're the first outside visitor to ever come here, so what's your impression of this place?
You said the game is still way louder right now? That's... What is that river?
Oh, you noticed. This river represents Skirk's strength. Strength accumulates over time. It is the summation of a person's lived experience. So this river is where all the fragments of Skirk's life should converge into a single stream of memories and emotions, flowing forward as one. But, as you can see, this river has been severed numerous times. It's because Skirk doesn't like who she was in the past.
Oh, that's interesting.
And all she sees reflected in the river is a disgraceful shadow of who she was. She cuts through water and rock with the sword of reason, severs her connection with the past, and begins anew.
Yeah, so this is about her healing journey and the fact that you can't actually heal until you accept the versions of yourself that you were before when you were trying to survive.
You must learn to shut out all the pointless emotion. Crush the self that makes you weak and become master over your physical form.
Man, that guy.
This isn't my first taste of failure or losing power.
He seems
When
horrible.
you fall, you get back up again and become stronger. That's how it is.
I see. So it was Surtalogi who taught Skirk to replace all emotion with reason. Yeah, good luck with that. Since then, it's been a constant process of abandoning, refuting, and erasing her past self. I suppose that's the secret to her strength. But that's like... Is that strength? Or is it just like a really solid wall facade? It's such a sad thing to think about. What has she been through? Why does it have to be this way?
The answer to one mystery invites another question, I see.
Yeah.
Let's follow the river upstream.
Why are you
There
the
among
way
the cliffs,
that you
among
are?
the memories etched into her heart, lies the truth of it all. Soon, you'll understand everything.
This looks like a coastline. Huh. I recognize the drawing on the sand. Isn't that the picture I drew for Paimon? Why is it showing up in Skirk's memories? Oh my god. What the hell? What? You've been following me?
I've always thought that, even when falling leaves don't come from the same tree, they can still form bonds of kinship when they meet. Like meteors, you both made a journey through the
Both
stars.
aliens.
Both travelers who
Yeah.
landed on a planet that is not your home. Yet, when she first noticed your presence, although she hesitated for a moment, she still chose to walk away, indifferent as ever.
If I think about it, it's not surprising at all. After what happened at One Min restaurant, it's obvious she prefers to disappear from other people's lives. She hasn't seen Child in years either. I doubt she's ever made a connection with this world of her own volition. What I'm seeing now is a microcosm of her entire life.
Seems like you've answered your own question. Skirk sees herself as a trespasser in this world. She's made a conscious choice to avoid altering its path.
Okay.
But the reason for that decision stems from events much earlier on in her life.
Because the ones who came,
Let's keep going.
but she's
Still a
not like
long
them.
way to the source of the river.
So she's doing a prime directive? I'm definitely not. We're doing like the Captain Kirk version of the prime directive. But
You
I could
now
maybe.
have what it
Okay, wait, shut
takes
up.
to wield immense power. From this day forth, I shall teach you no more.
Whoa, she actually learned it all?
No one can become a worthy warrior through imitation alone. I have given you fangs and claws. Now, you must learn to hunt.
Why would he teach her and train her, though? Like, that's the part I don't get right now.
You wish me to travel the world beyond on my own, Master?
Indeed. Make new friends. Embark on your own journey. And piece together a new future from the shattered remnants of your past. We will still have contact through the abyss. But know this. One day, I will take the life you worked so hard to rebuild and reduce it to ashes. Just like the fire that haunts your mind.
Why? Why, though? Why'd you do that? I don't understand.
Why do you do that?
Yeah, why did you do that?
I have told you before, fear is the catalyst for human evolution.
Oh my god, because he sucks.
You have tasted loss. You have known fear, so deep it can be felt in the bones. But as living beings, we all have an instinct to detach from that which harms us. And thus pain dampens over time, and the acrid taste of fear becomes but a distant memory.
Man, that's so up. Holy shit. So like you haven't felt the pain of fear hard enough. So if I let you do this, then whenever I crush you again, it's gonna be like even worse than anything you went through. Or you're getting desensitized to fear, and you need to like lose your tolerance to suffering so that you will suffer even more. This is so bad. This is like this guy's probably the worst ever.
Yet now, I have bestowed upon you the gift of fear eternal.
What the?
It will drown you in the nightmare of your childhood, or it shall drive you to defeat me, whatever the cost.
This is horrible. This is horrible. I saw the same figure during the battle against the all-devouring Narwhal.
That is what Skirk's master,
Oh my god.
Foul, Surtalogi,
Oh my
looked like
god.
at one point in time. Of course, as a higher being, physical form is a triviality to him. He could appear as a beast, a human, or even a monster that defies description. The form you see him in here, clad in abyssal armor, is the one he usually wears when traveling through the stars.
In his mind, he probably sees this as helping her because of his philosophy about fear. But fear is not solid ground. Like, it's shaky. That's not, it's not a very good foundation. I used to think Surtalogi and Skirk were master and disciple like Skirk and child. Now I see why Skirk chose to distance herself from humanity. Surtalogi told her to put down roots here, while at the same time threatening to destroy whatever life she managed to create. Right, it's to protect all the people, so... Oh my god. How can you make connections and make friends, like you said, if you know that anyone you become a friend with could then end up being collateral damage when he decides to take his due?
For certain reasons, I need to bridge the power gap between me and my master as quickly as possible.
Yeah, because
But
he's
first,
like a
I
threat
need
to
to
everyone.
understand the source of his strength. To do that, I need to follow in his footsteps. Walk the path he once walked. And somewhere
Okay,
along
so
the way,
it's like
I'll
a
find
she's
out
like
how
a
to
Sith.
defeat him.
She
That
kind of has
is my sole focus and purpose.
She's not a Sith, but he's kind of treating her like a Sith apprentice, where her ultimate goal will have to be to defeat him. So that's what she meant. But I still don't understand why Surtalogi would do that. From what he said, I didn't pick up on a conflict between them.
I'll let you in on a little secret. The real Surtalogi is terrifying.
No shit.
The scope of his power is impossible to understand until you experience it firsthand. It is absolute. The power to crush all things.
How did he get this kind of power, though? How did he become, like, a god?
Shall we keep going?
Because it seems like
Let's see.
this isn't about
We're
Tavok.
about halfway there.
He has, like, cosmic power now. Okay. Well, this stakes are pretty high here. This must be Skirk when she was a kid.
We've made it quite a ways already. This is Skirk, when she first began training under Surtalogi.
I have set your broken wrist. Tomorrow, you're to train twice as hard. No tears this time. Good. Attempting to garner sympathy through tears is a habit of the weak. A pitiful, useless ploy.
Can I ask a question, Master? Why did you save me?
This is the question. Yeah.
I keep thinking, maybe it would be better if I had died. I wouldn't be haunted by that fire all the time. I wouldn't have to go on like this.
I saved you because I have a plan for you. It has been too long since I fought a battle that demanded my full strength, and I hunger for it. Every so-called genius and prodigy I have faced has crumbled like sand underfoot. Before me, even fate bends the knee.
I understand that the Five Sinners stole the power of the Abyss, but for him to become this, like, godlike, cosmic threat, I think that's far beyond what I had expected from the power that they would have been able to get while being from Teyvat originally. But apparently, you can really pump yourself up with this stuff to, like, insane levels. Yeah, because now he's beyond Teyvat, but, like, you can actually ascend yourself by doing this. Can you slurp up Abyss to the point that you're Omega, like you're beyond Giga? Is it really just out there for you to just take like that? And if so, if it's that simple, then how many other creatures are there like that? I obviously it's not all explained yet. I'm just kind of telling you what's in my head right now, and like how it feels like the stakes have been raised significantly here. Yeah, he acquired the power of anime. He acquired even more power besides the abyssal energy from Confronting. Yeah, I think that's what I'm curious about. That's definitely what I'm curious about. He does seem way more powerful than other sinners, but then again, I don't know a ton about the other sinners. Yeah. They are more powerful than I realized. It really is such an anime moment. Okay. It's been too long since I fought a battle that demanded my full strength, and I hunger for it. Every so-called genius and prodigy I faced was crumpled like sand underfoot. Before me, even fate bends the knee.
So, I will teach you everything I know. Train you by whatever means necessary, in the hope that one day, you might surprise me.
Wow.
But I don't want to draw my sword against you, Master.
Surprise? That maybe you might have someone who could challenge you, really? Like freaking Xenos? It's like a Xenos mindset. Isn't it? Like, all he wants is someone that could actually fight back, like, and try to defeat him. So insane.
What you want matters little.
Oh my god, it just gets worse and worse, everything he says.
Among the boundless sea of stars, the cries of the weak are but faint murmurs that disappear into the void. You of all people know that well.
That sucks so much.
Yes, Master. From that day forward, all she knew was grueling training, emptiness, and fatigue.
While other sinners were focusing on their random goals, Bro just wanted to get stronger. Then he became so strong, became annoying to him. Yeah, it does seem like that. That's the case. Yeah. He's stupidly powerful.
after some time,
Man.
her talent bloomed, and she gained control over her emotions, like her master. How should I put it? It was not that human emotion disappeared from her heart, but that reason came to dictate all she was allowed to feel. I suppose it was at this point that she became the Skirk you know today.
So she's been in survival mode, non-stop, her whole life, essentially. Ever since the incident. Okay, so he did actually, like, he sort of answered the question, but he sort of didn't too. The thing that I find still a question is why he got her in particular. Out of all of the people in the universe that he could have got, like, why this kid who's been traumatized? Maybe because she'd already, but there's a lot of traumatized kids out in the universe, you know? That's a question mark for me. Surtalogi saved Skirk from a disaster when she was a child and never even tried to hide his ulterior motive. I suppose that leaves one final mystery. What really happened with the disaster back then? Surtalogi's final words to Skirk were cold and cruel, but Skirk's reaction made it seem like it was a truth she knew all too well. I have a feeling it all comes back to what happened back then.
We're nearly there. I almost don't want to reach the end. Well, shall we? This is the final stretch. These are Skirk's happiest memories. What a simple and carefree time it was. Wisps of clouds dotted the sky. The sun bathed everything in golden light. And when song filled the air, not even the shyest of flowers could resist swaying along. This is Skirk's homeland. She was so curious about everything as a child. Always skipping school to go exploring instead. There was so much to discover. The treasures at the bottom of the sea. The secrets beyond the stars. And that merchant ship packed with adults wearing those strange clothes. Yes, the ship. That was the beginning of the end.
Reminds me of the IPC.
It was a spaceship. When it arrived, the people that disembarked wore smiles on their faces and spoke of friendship. They claimed to be merchants from a neighboring planet, looking to establish trade. Skirk's parents, her relatives, her neighbors, everyone welcomed the newcomers with open arms and allowed them to explore the planet. To them, the visitors were guests and should be treated with hospitality. No one had any idea of what was to come. Several months later, an army of unknown origin arrived without warning and carried out a ruthless campaign to destroy everything and everyone on the planet.
So is she the only one who survived? Like, I'm sure there might be some other survivors.
Skirk had skipped
It's an
school
entire
that day,
planet, you know.
like so many times before. So she was not caught in the immediate wave of destruction. But when she came home that day, only fire and ruin awaited her.
Do you have a... It's like a wing, kind of? Her back?
cried out to her for help. People she knew and loved. Friends and relatives. The little girl who lived next door. The shopowner with the bad leg. The bad-tempered teacher she had made fun of just that morning. Their lives were discarded like worthless trash as the fire consumed one life after another. Skirk was helpless. All she could do was run. And so she did. She kept running until an unexpected figure crossed her path. If Surtalogi hadn't been there in that moment, the fire would have claimed her life too. And there she would have remained, left to rot in the scorched earth, with no answer as to why any of this was happening.
What? Why did they destroy her home? I mean, sadly, there doesn't have to be a reason. There's just some cultures, there's some people who are like that. They just destroy because they can, and they don't need a reason.
Because she and her people were seen as a threat.
Threat?
As the initial merchant ship explored the planet, they discovered that it hadn't always had the condition to support life. Yet there was evidence of human activity, even during the periods of extreme heat or cold in the past. Further research revealed that, over time, the people of this planet had evolved the ability to adapt to any type of environment or energy source.
What?
For that reason, the outsiders viewed them as a potential threat and decided to eliminate them before the threat could rear its head. And so, the army was called, and the so-called danger was wiped from the face of the planet.
It's because of speculation.
Senseless, isn't it? Deemed a threat because of a gift they didn't even know they had. Perhaps it was their own innocence and kindness that doomed them. But in the end, that was lost to the blaze as well. If those with power get to decide good and evil, then all you can trust in is the sword in your hand. And so, before death could claim her, she ran. She ran and never stopped.
Now I see why Surtalogi's threat is such a terrifying prospect for her.
No one wants to relive their most painful moments. Well, that brings us to the end of the story. This is as far as we can go. Skirk is waiting over there. For both of us. Let's go to her. It's time to fulfill my purpose. And my greatest wish over all these years.
Okay. So that's interesting. She can adapt to any kind of environment.
So all this, just so you could bring her here?
I have things to say to you. Well, to me. I want someone to witness our reconciliation, even if it takes an argument to get there. And she is the best choice in this moment. Her suppressed emotional self.
I mean, that's obvious.
The version of herself she keeps locked in the recesses of her mind, stifled by reason.
We knew that, but thanks for clarifying.
All those rejected impulses, those discarded aspects of your past selves, they are a part of me now. I am who you used to be. Someone you have refused to face for too long. So, I came to face you instead.
You're wrong. I've faced you all along. And that's exactly why I keep you locked here. Your existence makes me weak. Moments of joy and longing are when we are most vulnerable. Don't forget, it was a penchant for goodness over reason that doomed our homeland in the first place. The vastness of the universe renders everything insignificant. Our feelings most of all.
Even so, learning from the mistakes of the past doesn't have to mean erasing everything. Strip yourself of your so-called weaknesses. Emotions like kindness and empathy, and what makes you any different from the ruthless soldiers who slaughtered our people?
The difference is that I'm doing what is right, what is necessary. I allow you to exist, but with limited freedom. That is the greatest kindness I can offer. I have shouldered everything you couldn't carry. I rose above the numbness and emptiness, and it was cold, unfeeling reason that brought me this far. It made me who I am. It made me strong.
I mean, it helped her survive, but...
That is the problem. I want to shoulder those things together. On the grand scale of the entire universe, maybe our feelings are vanishingly small, but why should that mean they don't matter? Emotion gives warmth to the cold expanse of space. It gives meaning to the world around us. Think back to those nights of gazing at the stars, those afternoons of exploring the unknown. Think back, and let them grant you peace. A brief respite from the pressure you put on yourself.
That isn't what we need.
Exactly what we need! Aren't you curious about why recovering your strength has taken longer than normal this time?
Finally, you get to the important part. That is the only answer I came here to find.
Then look around. Look at your inner world.
Yeah, you're a mess, girl. Like, you can't act like this is okay.
You cast aside your dreams and curiosity. And in doing so, you lost your original motivation. You severed all connection to who you used to be, so you can no longer draw strength from your past. Now, the only things driving you forward are fear and survivor's guilt. But these cannot take you far enough. And so, this river, the source of your strength, grows more polluted by the day.
Wow, it's really beautiful metaphor.
And you think that means I should seek help from a weak little thing like you?
Your emotional self isn't weak.
What? Said words? Oh my god.
The fact that she transcended time and broke free from her constraints to come and face you, that proves it.
Thank you for saying that. I knew bringing you here would be the right choice. To be honest, I'm not here to argue with you. This isn't about who's right or wrong. And in fact, I agree that in order to make it through the wake of that tragedy, we had to distance ourselves from the pain through reason over emotion.
I mean, you did say that even if it took an argument, you would... But
what is right at one point in time isn't always right forever. I know you will never forget that fire. I know the fact that you were the sole survivor fills you with guilt. And I know that among the voices that haunt you, mine is there too. Because deep down, you know that you didn't turn out to be the person you wanted to be. All those unfulfilled hopes are like knives to the heart. And I don't want you to hurt anymore. So even if you can't accept me, I hope, at least, that you can let go.
I keep thinking, maybe it would be better if I had died. I wouldn't be haunted by that fire all the time. I wouldn't have to go on like this.
Your dad and I, we're not afraid to stare death in the face, but we need you to survive.
Well, it's like... That's a really powerful thing to put there, because you start thinking, you know, what does it actually mean to survive? It doesn't mean just physical survival. You need yourself to survive through it.
I'm sick of being a kid. There's so many amazing things out there, and I'm ready to see them all.
I remember. There was a song Mom and Dad always sang when we went out to fetch water. Dancing water. The sand along your path is begging for your song and movement. Will you carry this burden with you on your journey? I am not the dancing water, and you are not the burdensome sand. But if this is your wish, then I will carry you with me until the end.
Thank you.
I should be thanking you.
Oh.
Run, Skirk, run!
Remember,
Leave no one alive! Heed my words, Skirk. Let fear take root in your soul.
Did you survive? Why was it only you?
Skirk, did you become a positive light in this world?
Hey, this doesn't have to be the end. Life is a gift. Don't let darkness claim it.
So, you saw my memories then.
Oh, it was so beautiful. Her reconnecting with her past and remembering what's the point of it all, you know?
I once asked my master if survival of the strongest was the law of the universe.
It's purified.
He said no. But in a world without order, those with no moral boundaries tend to be the ones who survive.
That isn't true strength.
That's why, after hearing his answer, an idea came to mind. An idea that, one day, I would create a new world order.
New World
One
Order.
in which there would never be another tragedy like that fire. One in which power was not the law of the land.
What? Are we gonna start an Illuminati?
But that means I must defeat him. Because my master, Surtalogi, is, at the core, a defier of all rules and order.
Wow, am I really gonna say that? That sounds... This sounds like something you would say to, like, not get involved. Like, damn. That sounds like it's gonna be really hard. Good luck with that. Sounds like you have your work cut out for you. Yeah, best of luck. That sounds rough.
Yes, and not just because of the gap in our abilities, but also because I have no reason to see him as an enemy.
It's really like, that's above my pay grade, Skirk. Your problems are way bigger than I thought, and I don't really know if I can help you. Like,
Although his decision to train me was not made out of kindness, he did everything a master should. He saved my life, taught me the
Wow,
sword
that's
and
crazy.
the principles of strength. And for that, I respect him.
You shouldn't. He intends to face you in battle one day. You should not respect him. He doesn't deserve this.
I know. And it's not something I want. But Master never goes back on his word. I have to treat everything he says as a promise. He's no longer into that. But he sends me messages through the abyss every now and then. Most of them are simple greetings, or an answer to one of my questions. Every time I hear from him, my heart skips a beat. And I wonder if this is the moment where he'll finally appear before me.
Right.
And tear down everything I've built to pieces.
It's horrible. This is just horrible. That's what he wants, though. He wants her to live in fear. This sucks.
Maybe that means I do live in eternal fear.
That's what I just...
Just like he said.
That...
Yes, I respect him. But I'm also afraid of him. And for that reason, the pursuit of strength consumes every moment of my life. I don't know what Master has planned, but I have to be ready.
I'll help you. You're not gonna be alone.
Help me? Why? This isn't your fight.
Like, literally, who else can? Though.
Because if we want to build the world we both want to see, everyone has to be willing to fight for it.
Alright, VA.
If we all do our part, we can make the entire universe a kinder place.
Sweet. Wow, it's really beautiful. Is there nothing else to do here? Actually? So, does she have wings? Or like... Oh yeah! She does. Or like a fin? Okay, cool. Does she have fin on her butt? Yeah. I think so. dress so small like Grueling, so it's kind of hard to tell. Cool. Alright, well, let's leave. Yeah, I saw the fishtail. Now that makes sense. I hope that she's not actually the last survivor. And there's a few others.
Oh, you're finally awake!
Hey, you.
Honestly, Paimon was gone for like 2 seconds and then she comes back and finds you both unconscious? You scared Paimon half to death. You're both okay, right?
What does it look like?
Wow! That's rude as hell. Looks like your strength is back.
Only water from the source can cleanse the rot and filth that flows from the past into the future.
Wow, okay. That's a pretty messed up way to say you're feeling better, but I'll take it.
I taught you to incorporate the experiences from your journey into how you fight. I suppose what happened today will become an inseparable part of who I am.
Okay, so Paimon feels like she's missing some important context.
Yeah, you skipped the quest, Paimon.
But whatever. Paimon brought back tons of delicious snacks. Let's dig in.
Yeah.
All right. It's about time we finished what we started.
We're gonna deal with this thief for good, right?
Finally.
This time, I'm not going to tell you to hold back. But having digested even more power in the meantime, he's going to be tougher than before. The good news is, we have no reason to pull our punches this time. So, let's go. Same place as last time.
Okay. Yeah, I love her. She's great. Return to the place near the chasm. Gotta get it first. Do you think one day we'll get a Genshin MMO? Oh yeah. Probably, yeah. I'd love that. It'd be really great. That's my hope. I'm an MMO enjoyer. I would love to see the genre revived. I think Hoyo could do it. It is getting a little bit of a revival lately, it does seem. But it's very, very expensive to operate and create an MMO. And Hoyo has the money. Whether they have the will is the question. Wow. Cool. Uh-oh.
Wait, isn't that the form the all-devouring narwhal changed into? How come he knows that, too?
That's what the fowl used to look like.
Really? So, you're telling Paimon that giant whale and this guy can both turn into the fowl? How does that work?
It's a subconscious instinct. Any intelligent being who longs for his level of strength is bound to mimic his appearance. It's a natural response after encountering someone as powerful as Master.
That makes sense.
To them, he represents ultimate power. We know the person before us has encountered Master, and we know he stole a portion of my power. So it's not surprising that he would assume this form.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, the closer Paimon looks, the more intimidating it gets. Nervalette isn't here this time, so it's up to us. He won't have the nerve to steal again after we're done with him. Let's teach this guy
Are you sure?
a
I
lesson.
brought him. I brought him. I believe. Oh crap! No, they took him from me. Oh my god! How do I play? I don't know how to play the game.
Paradigm shift.
Okay. Okay. Use the enhanced charge attack you've learned. What? What makes you think I've learned things? No better than that.
Extinguish!
We have a bar on the left side.
Water jet! Water jet!
Wipe out.
Never saw those out!
Well, her weapon is super cool. That's awesome. Oh!
Haven't had enough of my power. Well then, let's see how much more of this power you can handle.
What? Cool. Wow, that was badass. Cool.
Well, have you come to your senses?
You saw that my body was at its limit. So, you deliberately channeled your power into me, knowing that it would destroy my shell from within. Such power, such keen battle instincts. So you must be...
Skirk, Surtalogi's disciple.
How long has it been? How long has he been away from Tevat?
Hundreds of years.
Hundreds?
But time flows differently in the Abyss.
Sorry. It's a lot to take in. I should introduce myself. I am Skofnungr, a friend of your master and one of his followers. This is the first time I've heard your name, Skirk. But hundreds of years ago, I knew you existed. And I knew you would come here.
Hundreds of years ago?
Come on. That's what he just said.
Sounds like you and Master have quite the history. Care to tell us about it?
Of course. Might as well take advantage of a clear head while I can. The story starts a long, long time ago. I was born into a noble family in Conria. As the eldest son, I was set to inherit our title. But I contracted an incurable illness as a child, and everyone gave up on me. I trained the sword harder than anyone else, defeated all of my peers. But it was all in vain. When other people looked at me, all I saw in their eyes was pity, or a strange glee in my misfortune. Even my parents were just waiting for me to die. Over time, my heart hardened, and I became aimless. That was the point where I met your master, Surtalogi. We were similar in age, but different in background. He was born in prison, the son of criminals who had been sentenced to death. He spent his childhood wandering the streets, facing more criticism than the literary works in the Universitas Magistrorum. Yet, he always wore a smile on his face, as if kindness and malice were one and the same, and he could not see the difference.
Yeah, he's kind of a psychopath, so that doesn't surprise me.
I still remember what he said to me when we first met. You need to fight to survive. Even if it's a losing battle, it should light a fire under you. How can you sit back like this and go down without a fight?
That does sound like something he would say.
He was the first to acknowledge that I was worth something, and he inspired me to keep going. When we sparred together, it was the first time I'd actually felt the thrill of combat. When I was 10, he stole forbidden research materials and managed to cure my illness. It was like there was nothing in this world he couldn't accomplish. When it came to the human form, he was always intent on pushing the boundaries of possibility.
Kind of reminds me of what happened with Jacob, who had been born sick, born with some kind of an illness, and then Renee used the abyss to experiment on him, and then all of a sudden he is better.
But somewhere along the way, I fell behind. My talents were nothing compared to his.
When they were kids.
And at some point, I realized he had pulled so far ahead, I was too embarrassed to even ask him to spar. After his grand endeavor was successful, he sought me out and said to me,
This planet no longer holds anything of interest to me, so I'm leaving. But first, I have an offer. I can use a power I have just refined to break the curse of immortality for you.
Wow. So, My man is just bored. Like, what a crazy thing. It's not... the planet no longer interests me. So... Wait a minute. You can break the curse of immortality? Wait, you can break the curse of immortality? How?
Your death was once what we worked so hard to prevent. But the immortality you now face is a different kind of pain altogether.
I'll pass. Immortality doesn't sound so bad to me. Since I can't die, it means I have an infinite amount of time to get stronger. Maybe I'll finally catch up to you one day. And we can spar like we used to.
Are you sure? I cannot say when I will return. Your body, or rather, your soul, might not be able to withstand this curse.
Kind of underestimating how bad it is.
All I can do is try. After all, a wise man once told me, people need to fight for their own survival.
Wise indeed. Nevertheless, if you grow weary of the pain of immortality, and wish to experience a good sparring match before you wither away, seek out my disciple.
Disciple? Never thought I'd hear that word coming from you.
Nor I. But Betwixt said I was destined to find a disciple out there in the universe, and bring her to Tibet. You know as well as I, Betwixt's prophecies are never wrong.
Betwixt.
Well, now I'm curious about who this disciple of yours will be.
It's one of the sinners. Yeah. Of course I remember Clothar.
All Betwixt said was that one day, the stars shall bow in her honor.
Oh, it's Danslave's brother. Okay, well that's a detail I forgot. Stars shall bow in her honor.
Sounds pretty impressive.
Of course. Only the most outstanding people would have the right to become my disciple.
Still self-assured as ever, I see. But you're not wrong.
I'll be leaving then. Oh, and if you are serious about getting stronger, I left you a little gift in the primordial sea. As I've said before, walk whatever path you want. Freedom means even the wicked get to make their own choices.
Wait, is he talking about the narwhal?
Waiting for me in the primordial sea
Yeah.
was the all-devouring narwhal.
Wow.
Already beaten into submission by Surtalogi. In its weakened state, I was able to cut off part of its flesh and sew it into my own heart.
Your heart? That sounds like torture. How did you even survive that?
Because, of course, I bear the curse of immortality.
So, you used the curse to turn yourself into a vessel for power. Even with that whale's ability, devouring power like that is not something the human body can withstand. With your body and soul constantly at the breaking point, it was the curse of immortality that sustained you.
Oh my god, I'm muted. My bad. I think I fat-fingered the mute button. Sorry. Thanks for telling me. Heck. Okay. Devouring power like that is not something the human body can withstand. It was the curse of immortality that sustained you.
But that is not the path to strength. You have to pour your heart into it, work for it, dream of it. Instead, you stole something that didn't belong to you, and it backfired.
You're right. I should have known better, but I had already pushed myself to my limits, and he was still miles ahead of me. So I had to take a leap of faith. I miss your master. I miss the days when we were all together, troublemakers without a home. I don't regret the choice I made. But if you'll allow it, I do want to apologize. To both of you.
After the beating we just gave you, I think we can call it even.
You're an interesting one as well. Surtalogi's disciple. That's a lot to live up to. It can't have been an easy experience. I know what he's like. He rules with an iron fist, using despair and fear to force you to catch up to him. All the while, standing ever out of reach. We're like mountain climbers in the dark, never knowing how much higher we have to climb, or when we will see the sun again.
God. It's like, are you his friend or his victim? Jesus.
True. But I made up my mind long ago. No matter how dark it gets, I will not give in to despair. I will overcome it.
Alright. Way to go, girl.
Besides, after hearing your story, I suspect what Master really wants is not a battle that demands his full strength, but rather a defeat without regrets.
Oh?
Since you're his friend, you must have some things in common. The first time we came here, when you stabbed me through the fog and stole my power, I felt no emotion coming from that spike. But when you had to devote all your strength fighting me just now, I could feel joy and passion emanating from your blade. It was the joy of a researcher discovering the truth of the world, the joy of an artist uncovering a temple of wonders.
Interesting. I'm certain I didn't express those emotions outright. Yet you were able to read them from my blade, like a glimpse into my inner world. You're right. That battle brought me an unbridled sense of joy, and my defeat brings me no regret whatsoever.
Exactly. I think Master also craves a battle like that.
Yeah. It reminds me of Xenos, actually.
One where his opponent forces him to use all his strength, unlock the extent of his potential, and transcend his own limits. A battle to end all battles. After which, all can come to an end, including, perhaps, his life. For that very reason, good and evil are meaningless to him. He has one purpose, one goal: to complete himself. It's one of the secrets to his strength.
Perhaps you're right. Perhaps that is his goal.
Do you really see his journey as having an end?
What a battle that would be. Oh, to witness such a...
Are you okay?
Too many different kinds of power are surging through my body. The curse of immortality allows it all to coexist, but it does not remove the pain. I won't be able to hold on to my sanity for much longer. What a shame.
Yeah, that's why.
I would have loved to witness that battle.
That's why he was like, I better take advantage of this moment of clarity while I can. Like, while I can think clearly, I should have this conversation. Because the curse of immortality, it's like... You know, it's a mental punishment to you. Where you can just go crazy.
Surtalogi once offered to free me from this curse. Now...
Does she know?
I must ask that of you, Skirk. Can you release me from the pain?
Can't.
I can, but not through death, if that's what you were hoping for. It's not a suitable punishment for your crime. As an alternative, I can take your consciousness, along with all the power you've consumed, and smash it to pieces.
What?
The impurities will dissipate, and under the curse of immortality, your mind and body will regenerate. When that process is complete, you will be back to who you were before, no longer tortured by powers you can't control.
Okay, so she can help him with the pain, but obviously not the curse.
But it will be a time-consuming and painful process.
Yeah.
The decision is yours to make.
I accept. And who knows? Perhaps I'll wake up in time to witness your great battle with Surtalogi. I have faith that you'll be able to stand against him one day. Though I know it'll be a long and arduous road. If we are climbers in the dark, It appears the dawn has finally broken for me. But your ascent continues. At least, it looks like you are not alone on your journey.
I will reach the top of this mountain, no matter what it takes. And you, Skofnungr, will be my witness at the end of all things.
So, he's gonna come back at that point. That's why we gotta, like, destroy him kinda now, so that whenever he reforms, he can be 5-star. Right? So, like, after this whole story is done, and we're in Genshin Impact 2, then he's gonna come back as 5-star. Husband death in the future.
That's finally over. Let's get out of here. Huh. At least we don't have to make a mad dash for the exit like last time.
Don't take that too serious. Wow. There's nothing else to do here. Should I leave? Yeah, he'll shed his NPC shell. That's what I think. The playable model.
We did it! Ah, it's only been a few days, but it feels like forever. Once again, we've proved there's nothing we can't overcome. We're just that awesome. Wow, you sound even more confident than usual. Guess you really have become stronger. Today sure went by fast. It's night already. Oh wait, that reminds Paimon. The stars you mentioned, the ones that died out, are they back now?
Yes. The power Skofnungr stole has been returned. So, the stars have regained their light.
Great! Huh, it's crazy that you even noticed their light was gone. There are so many stars in the sky. If a few disappeared, Paimon definitely wouldn't be able to tell.
I suppose it's because I have gazed upon this sky for centuries. The false stars, hanging in the meticulously planned sky, glittering with rotten light.
Wait. What?
It's not real.
Not real.
And
no.
yet, it is for that very reason that I can look upon it and enjoy the momentary peace it brings.
How can the sky be real if our eyes aren't real? I'd like to see what it's like up there.
Even the most beautiful of bubbles has to burst. We will return to the real universe one day, whether of our own volition or not.
Whether of our own volition or not.
Time marches ever forward. Even the innocent and naive will taste life's bitterness. Yet through hardship, we grow until we learn to seize the sands of time for ourselves and uncover our true strength.
First, we still have 2 or 3 nations. If it's yeah, not yet. The plot can't let that happen yet. Let me get up really quick. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Okay, let me pick up where we were.
Time marches ever forward. Even the innocent and naive will taste life's bitterness. Yet through hardship, we grow until we learn to seize the sands of time for ourselves and uncover our true strength.
It's a callback to the sand and the dancing water. So in her mind, the past is the sand. And she has to be the water that flows over it. That's nice that she's realized this.
Though we gaze upon a false sky, its vastness and majesty is palpable. One can only wonder, what is it going to take for kindness to reign supreme in the vast expanse of the universe?
That is the question, isn't it? I don't know. Because it seems like a lot of people are fighting for survival.
Ugh, this is all going over Paimon's head. But if she knows one thing, it's that the traveler always finds a way.
That's such a... That's so trite, okay? Like, feels so trite. But, okay.
Ever since we met, she has filled Paimon's days with happiness. No matter how tough things get, she always finds a way to make it better.
Okay, but all the suffering in all the worlds, can I make it better? The fact that kindness doesn't reign supreme in the universe, can I make it better?
If it's too big a job for one person, then we'll do it with two. If
No.
two's still not enough, then three.
I don't know. It just...
We've met so many amazing friends and accomplished so many amazing things. As long as we don't give up, we can make any wish come true.
Like, for me, the situation seems extremely grim. And this just... I don't know, I guess that's the super optimistic takeaway. It's hard to process right now.
I suppose when it comes to you, anything is possible.
I don't know, maybe?
Well, I should be going. Now that my power is no longer isolated from my emotions, I need more practice to get used to it.
When will we meet again?
I suppose fate will decide. Maybe we'll bump into each other on the street. Or maybe we'll reunite on a different planet entirely.
I mean, we're definitely gonna go to another planet at this point with all this setup.
Regardless, reunions and partings are but passing moments. More than anything, I hope that, at the end of this journey, wherever it takes us, we stand in a world reborn.
A realm reborn.
One without war, pain, or forced partings. One where new life can bloom, even where there was once nothing but scorched earth.
Is it possible to have a world without pain? Interesting close-up of the flowers. Alright, right? Like, it's supposed to be flowers at the world's end. Do we see it's supposed to be the flowers at the end of the journey?
For this, we must all work to become stronger.
I'm not gonna call her master.
Goodbye, traveler. Remember your training. Make sure to put it to use.
Bye!
Wow.
Is it just Paimon, or is she being nicer than before? We definitely count as friends after all that, don't you think? Hey, what do you think about camping here tonight? There's nothing quite like sleeping under the stars.
Fake stars. you
Come
mean.
tomorrow, we can continue our journey.
It's all fake.
Oh, and since Paimon treated you to that super nice meal at Wami
Trapped.
restaurant, it's about time you returned the favor.
In a simulation, Paimon. How can you be so chipper right now? How can you talk about dumplings right now? All right. Wow. That's it. Well, it was a lot. There's a lot to process here. Hi, what's this world and game called? It's Genshin Impact. And the game really good. The game's really good. Story's really good. If you like story, you'll like it. Oh man. Okay. Well. So we're gonna have some kind of a New World Order, according to Skirk, after this is done. Like, the fake sky is protecting us, clearly, from the really bad shit that's outside of it. We're gonna check Twitter posts I sent you. Okay. Surtalogi is terrifying. And, you just sent it? Oh, I see it now. For after the quest. Oh, okay. I found it. Solitary warrior. Skirk's tales. Rumor has it that someone once witnessed her wielding a silver blade so sharp that it could tear through the night sky, but none knew her true form. However, an informant reveals that what matters most about my master is her strength. Let's check out Skirk's tales. What? It's like a whole comic here? Okay. Her existence is like an unproven rumor. She's a cryptid. She's an alien. For a very long time, Skirk has journeyed through Tivat like a shadow, avoiding anything more than brief contact with others, only gathering intel when absolutely necessary. Sometimes, past the stroke of midnight, a tavern goer will swear he had glimpsed her. Waving hands, painting a story of a person that nobody could be sure ever was. It wasn't until very recently that there came to be one who could claim to know her. Right, child. But now, I still communicate normally with those who possess some measure of skill. She's an alright cook. Could have been the creatures in that space. Tasting a little off in general, of course. We initially agreed to swing by my place after leaving. I wanted to let her try my family's homemade sausages this year. It's a real shame she couldn't make it. Oh, dude. And the food in the Abyssal Rift only tasted off to him because he's an ordinary human. Right. After all, what matters most about my master is her strength and the sheer arrogance she has to go with it. Oh no. I know what I said. I'm not being ironic, and I mean no insult. When we first started my training, she only needed one hand to beat me. That was undoubtedly her arrogance shining through, but when facing a weak opponent, I believe that arrogance is an aesthetic unto itself. What? Her arrogance is aesthetic. To crush them outright would be unbecoming. Yet to feign humility. Are you telling me she's just being demure and mindful? Only to turn the tables later on. That, dear comrade, would be far too deliberate. Okay. Arrogance and carelessness are both dangerous things. It's good that he wants to improve rather than to show off. Otherwise, I'd start worrying about finding his corpse in some strange nook or cranny. And about training, I don't really care how many hands I use, but I do care how many he'll have left when I'm done teaching. Oh, she's holding her arm. So, like, her arms regenerated in the abyss when she was training so much that she was like kept breaking her arm over and over. Yeah. He still needs to live in Teyvat, so he can't just make new limbs for himself with abyssal energy like I can. But it's like maybe because of her unique constitution as being from this planet that allowed her to do this without going insane. Like, her people can adapt to different kinds of energy. Maybe this includes the abyss also. And that might have been the real reason why Surtalogi chose her as a disciple, because he knew that she would be able to endure the brutal training that way. I spend most of my time training in the abyss. Oh my god, this is horrible. Oh no. It's like a memory of who she was. You know, that's so sad. I need to become stronger because there's a goal I've yet to accomplish. Yeah, you gotta kill him. Yeah, this baby. Herself as a child. Man. That's super sad. This is heartbreaking. Yeah, she broke every limb on her body. Just training and breaking it and like reforming it over and over. God, that's horrific. This might be one of the darkest character stories in the game. Actually. Like, she's a last survivor from a genocide on her planet. She has had an absolutely horrific time since training with Surtalogi and being taught that like fear is the only. It's really surprising that she didn't become super evil villain because she definitely has like a villainous backstory. Like, she could easily have turned into a really scary villain with everything that's happened to her, but instead through the story quests it was really nice that, you know, we saw her reintegrate herself with the person that she was before. It actually has a lot of it reminds me a lot of the Carl Jung philosophy about reintegrating the shadow. And a lot of several cases she talked about her past as her shadow, and it's like she had this suppressed part of herself that you talk to, this like suppressed emotional self that she was. And that's in the Carl Jung philosophy, the main goal that you want is to integrate that back into yourself, into your life, to heal. Like, it's individuation, I think it's called. It's like you integrate your conscious and your unconscious self back so that you can become whole. Which actually, now that I say that, it's interesting because Surtalogi is presented as someone who's also on a path to what, like, his twisted idea of completion or wholeness. Like, he's going towards becoming complete, she said. I thought it was an interesting choice of words when you think about it in that context, with her path towards individuation. They're kind of like, you know, foils of each other. His idea of wholeness is this like pinnacle physical state of skill and achieved through practice, and it's about reason and rationality, but hers is the emotional journey towards that. And proud of her, you know. God, it's horrible. It's absolutely horrible what she's been through. There's so much to process here. I'm just like, I'm kind of it might seem like I'm spacing out right now. I'm like, oh my god, but what about the curse of immortality that he said that he could fix it? Like, how could he just casually say that he could cure it? He's like this cosmic being now that just does whatever the he wants to and travels around the whole universe just picking up girls wherever he wanted. Like, what? Oh my god. The abyss more and more is being portrayed not like just as this corruption, which is refreshing, you know? It's something that is just another force of nature. But seems incompatible with Teyvat, though. Which actually, I don't think this quest said anything about it. But if the sky isn't real, okay, then it wasn't always like that. What was the sky like before the false one was put up there? Like, meticulously put up there. Like, we know that there's a theory that Teyvat is just one of the planets in the Honkai universe, so it's possible the Abyss actually just one of the elements from that game. It's not represented in Teyvat. Right, it had the 3 moons. We had the 3 moons before. So, at that point, when the 3 moons were in the sky was definitely not what we see now. So, things were different before. But now we're kind of isolated, like we're in this bubble, or a shell. And we still don't know a lot about what's just beyond it. You know? Oh. No. I wonder, I mean, it's been a really long time since she's been out studying with Surtalogi too. And I wonder what else that she's been doing in all this time. Like, that seems like quite a while. And she has a personal interest in us, given that scene where she had just tailed right behind us on the beach. So she also seems kind of like someone who knows the plot. You know, there's a few characters who do seem to know the plot. She might be among them as well. So the inferences that can be made is that whoever is dictating fate in Teyvat is most likely also the person maintaining the firmament. They're writing Teyvat's fate in the stars, which is why astrology in Teyvat is so accurate and easier compared to other planets. Do we have evidence that it's easier in Teyvat compared to the other planets? I mean, we know about the world formula that they researched in Conria from Renee. We know that it's possible to, like, calculate it because it has been given a blueprint. So that's fair to say. Like, we really are in a simulation here in ways that other planets might not be. And if we're assuming that the ones writing the code, or wrote the code, are heavenly principles, then we also know that this power is not it's not all powerful. It's not omnipotent. If you can just, like, through research, apparently Surtalogi is able to override or cure the curse of immortality. So it's not like they're all powerful here. But they might be on Teyvat. I don't know. Haven't seen Child at all in this quest. But wait, didn't Child have some kind of a problem last time I seen him? Didn't he seemed like not okay? Like, he seemed like sick or something. I don't quite remember. It happened to Fontaine. I think there was something wrong with him. I'm a little fuzzy on those details. But Yeah. How many world quests have you finished? Quite a few. I've done, I think, all the major ones from Sumeru, and I've read a lot of stuff associated with those. I've like notes and books from the game. I've done Ancient Colors in Fontaine. I'm working on the Anne's world quest now. I've done a bunch of the Notlon ones. I think the only Notlon one I have left, I think there's 2 Notlon tribe quests I've left. I need to do the one for the Flower Feather clan, and I need to do the first one, which I haven't done. And then I've got, I think, one other Fontaine world quest to do. I've done quite a bunch of them, so that I'll prepare myself for the Nogcry playthrough. Oh yeah, he was still recovering from his fight with that's right. He was recovering strength from using Foul Legacy for a month straight, fighting Narwhal. That's right. That's right. Yeah. That's right. Didn't hear anything about our sibling. Now that I think about it from this, but like, I think if she's been trailing us, then wouldn't she have information about the sibling? We didn't ask. She's seen us on the beach, then, like, I feel like she would know other stuff too, but that didn't come up, and that's a big question mark, of course. What else? I guess, like, I've heard that the false sky has been compared to a shell in a bunch of cases, and obviously a shell has to crack for the new world to be born. And in this quest, Skirk was talking about the new world a lot, like the new order with everything's good and like we win the game. And it just seems really ominous. It just seems really ominous. Seems like it's, if the false sky cracks, then it might end up being worse than the alternative. Because the more we find out about the Abyss, the worse things get. That's part of why, I mean, not about the Abyss as a cosmic force, but like what's beyond is really what I mean. I'm pretty unsettled by the news about Surtalogi and his power levels, because it seemed, I don't want to say easy for him to achieve these levels, but the fact that he was able to means that there's got to be a lot of other super powerful forces out there, and it's extremely dangerous. I think we're going to start to understand soon why Teyvat has been put into this kind of bubble. One of the interesting things about Teyvat is that it's extremely similar to what's called the firmament cosmology, used by ancient mythologies like the Egyptians and Hebrews. It was never explicitly stated that the place, the starting screen, was Celestia. What we do know is that the starting screen was where the twins went to when they wanted to leave Teyvat. So it makes more sense that this place is the firmament. Firmament, the barrier between Teyvat and the outside universe. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, wow, that's really interesting theory. That we're actually in a firmament. And it's like, there's even more layers that aren't. That's a lot to process. We'll soon learn the truth. Yeah, let's react to the voice lines now. Last time asking. Oh, what do you mean by that? All right. How do I even find these voice lines though? I don't know. I don't have this character. Can I just look in the character archive? No. YouTube's? You'd have to go to the wiki to see them. Are they gonna be spoilery though? Okay. I'm worried about spoilers. Because I'm not doing Nod Cry yet. Voiceovers. Okay.
I am Skirk, disciple of Surtalogi, the Foul. You've proven your strength to me along your journey, and earned the right to speak to me as an equal. Now, let me witness how your fate unfolds.
That's a really intense way to say hello. First of all. Holy shit. Now, let me witness how your fate unfolds. Is that loud enough? Could you hear that? Let's just react to what she has to say about other characters. Okay. About Surtalogi. It's very loud. Oh no. I can fix that. Okay, how about that? Let me do a short line so that...
Where do we come from? And where are we going?
Is that okay? This should be better.
Nice. I like the rain.
It's all good? Okay. About Surtalogi. Definitely want to hear that.
Very few people manage to earn themselves a name like the Foul and live up to it. I'm sure whoever gave him that name must have truly despised him. Master's certainly done his fair share of disgraceful things. And the fact that he's a former knight who turned his back on the chivalric code doesn't exactly make things any better. And yet, plenty of people still choose to follow him. They're drawn to his strength, composure, and confidence, and the fact that he's candid with everyone, regardless of their background. He's not driven by emotion. He's on a mission to become a version of himself that is complete and perfected. That's why he's as powerful as he is. It's also why he's so dangerous.
Talking about him like on this path towards trying to become complete. And it's also interesting that you say perfected, like on a pathway towards perfection, because as we all know, and I think what Skirk illustrates through her journey is that the perfection isn't necessarily possible. You know, if you can incorporate imperfection into your journey, then you will end up being stronger in the long run. And I assume that's what we're going to learn in the final conflict. But, yeah, it's like, this is what people say who really like someone who's an asshole. They always say, yeah, people just like that he's so confident and that he just says whatever he wants. That's what they love about this guy. That's what she just said about Surtalogi too. Yeah, he just says whatever he wants. I respect that. Okay.
As the sustainer of the world's borders, she tolerates my presence. But she did make me promise not to interfere too much with this world's affairs. That was fine by me, but I had to know the reason why. She said many ecologists find it emotionally overwhelming when they observe the animal kingdom and see the predators hunting and the prey fleeing, but they'll never interfere in the process. Instead, they allow the laws of nature to take precedence over their own emotions. In her own words, some call this being a callous observer, but I think it's merciful at the same time.
But, okay, so it's like a prime directive thinking, but didn't she has a child. So, that's not prime directive if you did that.
On one of the times that we met, she urged me to listen to the voice of my heart and learn how to enjoy my present life. She was being sincere and showing she cared, and for that, I ought to thank her.
She seems like a nice person. But I also think she's going to be involved in Nodcry, right? So I'll wait to see what she's actually like. You never know till you meet these people. Learn how to enjoy my present life. Well, did she? I think she made some steps in that direction with the quest today.
At one time, he was Master's rival. At another, they were best friends, apparently. I had hoped he might give me some more information about Master, but the moment he recognized my style of blade work, he got very agitated and demanded to know Master's whereabouts. I don't want to deal with him. Hopefully I don't run into him again anytime soon.
Something tells me you will. But does he know that Surtalogi can cure the curse of immortality? I mean, probably, yeah. And he probably also realizes what an extreme cosmic threat Surtalogi is.
Yeah, the shrewd merchant. She's one of Alice's friends. I occasionally sell rare monster carcasses to her, since I need Mora to get by into that. She's made a pretty good impression on me so far. Never asks about my background, at least. I don't know how fair her prices are, but I also don't care. I only need enough to get by. Any extra would be wasted on me.
I mean, Skirk is rich from what we've seen so far. She hasn't had any problem getting the money. But she could steal things and people won't remember her. So for that reason too, she doesn't really have to worry about money.
He's improved. Next time we spar, I might even use both hands.
Wow.
Ajax has a lot of talent, and he's fearless in battle, which gives him the potential to develop great strength. But I've seen many other bright sparks like him fizzle out before ever reaching their prime. If he truly wants to become the person he dreams of being, he still has a long road ahead.
Might even use both hands. Well, you know, it's good that she isn't a brutal teacher like Surtalogi. You know, she's taking a kinder approach with Tartaglia, clearly. Oh my god. Okay. Oh, a new Valette.
Lost power is always reclaimed in the end,
My
in some
favorite.
shape or form. But where will this power lead? To a trial? To revenge? Or toward a new future?
Yes, all
It's
those.
a question that strikes at the heart of his quest to find the meaning of his existence. And perhaps deep down, he already has his answer.
Yes, so New Valette basically, he has to destroy the heavenly principles, and he's going to become the king of the universe as he deserves. Yep. That's what I that's what I see. Basically the king of the Tavat and the whole universe, because he's just the best. And he needs a new outfit for that also.
I once saw the 3 moons of Tavat when I was passing through the false sky.
Right, the three
Two
moons.
are utterly destroyed. Their
One is a
lifeless
corpse.
remains drifting aimlessly through space. The one that remains intact shows no signs of life either, but its will has not faded completely.
What?
Maybe there's a chance that one day, a glimmer of truth will emerge in the false sky, a truth belonging to this world alone.
That seems pretty important. So it's not dead. It's flickering a little bit. Maybe. Sleep. Interesting. But... That seems good. Like, I'm gonna find out about that pretty soon. And not crap. I was gonna say something else, now I can't remember what it was. Crap. Crap. Oh well. What about the... I mean, if one came back, she would be pretty miserable. Because the morning stars that they love were also destroyed at that time. So it would be... It seems like it would be kind of tragic in a way if she had managed to survive at all. Like...
I wonder if becoming human was an evolution or regression to her. How did it feel, witnessing the self-destruction of her species firsthand? I
Oh, I don't
considered
know anything
asking
about
her these
Nicole.
questions when we first met, but given her personality, I thought better of it. I think I'll just leave her alone to work on her sculptures.
Is she a Sealy? She used to be. Probably yes. Okay. Used to be. Alright. More about
I
Skirk.
spend most of my time
About
training in the
herself.
abyss. There's little that deserves my attention on the outside. You've got nothing to worry about with me, though. I mean this world no harm.
Okay. I don't know if I need to hear all of these. But maybe about Venti.
I met a bard once when I was exploring Mondstadt. He taught me how to play music, and dragged me to the tavern to drink with him. I quickly adapted to the feeling of inebriation, and felt completely fine, even as we drank more over the next few days. That bard, though. At some point, I noticed he'd passed out cold in his chair. So I ended up having to pay his bill.
So the alcohol is another element that she can adapt to. Okay.
Once in a while, I find myself gazing up at the stars. I know it's just a false sky, but I can sense that the creator had a romantic vision of the cosmos. Faced with the unfathomable vastness of time and space, humanity looks to history books to preserve a piece of themselves for the ages. And I think the creator of this sky shared the same desire. To capture a fleeting moment of the universe and make it last forever.
Whoa. What? But that impulse can be destructive and toxic too, right? I'm remembering King Deshret. King Deshret comes to mind. And how crazy he went. And like that timeless place that he created in memory of Nabu, Malikata. Like sometimes trying to cling to something so much can, in a sense, destroy it. I don't know. Just something to think about, I guess. What else? Who else did he talk? Did she talk about? I think that's it. I don't need to listen. Oh, it's gonna take me forever. That's fine. About the will of the moon.
I once saw the...
Oh, I heard that one. Yeah. That's really interesting. I feel like this is gonna be super relevant. Is this why y'all really wanted me to make sure I did this quest before Not Cry? Probably. Yeah, that's probably all that's super important. Cool. Well, it's a lot. It's a lot to process. She's had an extremely difficult life, and it seems like she's going to be one of the characters that comes with us post. I mean, okay, so after Snezhnaya, aren't we supposed to have the Conria chapter? And then what's supposed to be after that? Like, probably go to another planet, huh? And it seems like she'd be involved in that. Gotta start setting that shit up now. And, yeah. Still the question of who's the third descender remains. And it can't be her. Because she's kind of not really... She doesn't want to form a connection or be involved. But... I don't know. It seems like it has to be somebody that's died already. That doesn't make sense. Maybe Celestia is its own expansion. Oh, yeah! Yeah, I could see that. Snezhnaya, Conria, Celestia, and the finale with the Abyss sibling. What do you think they're going to do after that, though? I mean, obviously, the game will continue. After that, we would go to a new planet. And, yeah, a new world. Huh. They say when they keep running the IP for like 20 years, so maybe a new game? Well, I think it would be better if it all stays in the same game. This game will be complete. What about my characters and stuff? They're gonna let me carry that shit over. Alright, well, it was super interesting. And I really enjoyed her quest. It's given me a lot to think about.